Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RuckU Ramblings. Waffle. A delayed waffle, I accept. No excuses, I just couldn't pull myself away from the fridge. Anyway, yeah, a few bits of news caught my eye this week, and some of it rugby. I see Tana Umaga is coming out of retirement to play at Toulon, which gives me hope. Well, maybe not. And I see Philippe Saint-André, the little pig, le petit cochon, beautiful French accent there, is going down there. Had a little chat with him the other day, because I'm a name dropper. So he's excited about that. That'll be quite interesting. Apparently, the forwards coach, can't divulge my sources, is a bloody nutter. So it should be interesting to see how little piglet goes on down there. A few other big names coming. Didn't recognise any of them, but apparently they're big names. A few other bits. I see Bod is still going to captain Ireland. That will that impact on the Lions, do you think? I'm not sure. Everyone keeps asking, who's going to be Lions captain? I don't know. Who does? No one knows. No one, you know, way too soon. But, as I contradict myself, O'Connell would be a good outside bet. I know Ryan Jones is a strong favourite, but there's something about O'Connell. I think he was disappointed last time. I think he's good, class act. And they need a few good, strong, hard, nasty front five players. So Bod's still going to carry on there. Top player Bod, actually. It's O'Gara, who I think is the weak link. I think. He could be exposed. Not a nice thought. This year. Fingers crossed. Wilkinson, I see, could become the first £1 million a year rugby player. Going to France. It's good about the French, obviously. They're not too worried about injuries. But good luck to him. I mean, if he does, be a great way for him to finish his career. It's sort of that whole rumour, isn't it? The rumour, only rumour, that Wasps players are being offered, the England boys at Wasps being offered 150 grand max, and French clubs coming in at about 350. Apparently Cipriani and Haskell are still trying to work it out. Not sure which is a better deal. I mean, it's a hard one. Give them a few more weeks, and they might get it. Matt Stevens. I know there's been a lot of chat about this. It's interesting. I don't think drugs was. We used to, when I was playing, way back then. We did get a lecture on steroids. No one talked to us about, you know, or anything like that. Nothing that interesting. We just got to talk on steroids. And much as I wanted to get a bit bigger, I noticed it had the effect. They showed us another picture. The effect it had on another part of your anatomy. I couldn't afford that. Can't afford any shrinkage, and so that the whole idea was out for me. The appeal was gone. But the other stuff, on a serious note, Matt Stevens, a few questions. For me, he shares a house with a couple of club mates. How the hell do they not know something was going on? And why not get a grip of him? I find it slightly strange. Feel sorry for the guy. He's been stupid. He's been selfish. He's let himself down. All those good old banal comments. But 2 years, I think, is bloody harsh. Give him a year ban. Give him a ban at the end of the season. Fine. But wouldn't it be better? Tell him to go into some community service. Do something in the local area. Okay, yeah, he's meant to be a role model. Okay, well, get out into the schools, get out into the clubs, the kids, and tell them, you know, not to get into this stuff. Get out there, rehabilitate yourself, put some work back into the community. Make him do that. But, you know, yeah, he's made a mistake. He made a bloody stupid mistake, but that's what it is. And he's a young guy, and you just think, instead of just kicking him straight in the bollocks and almost finishing him off, give him a chance. That's the way I would do it anyway. Gouging is the other big story. Used to get gouged when I played the French. Didn't last long though, because I screamed. They'd never heard Mummy scream like that in a really high-pitched voice, and they stopped, and they were quite shocked. But not a great thing to be going on. So the accusation was Julian White, but it was from Jonathan Humphreys, wasn't it? It was a slightly emotional Welshman. He's emotional, isn't he? It's him! It was him! No, it wasn't him! It was him! So they've retracted the accusation of Julian White, and now it's someone else. Honestly. No, it was him. It was him. I saw him. Well, he didn't. I saw him. Fucking hell. But anyway, if it is gouging, not on. But old Jono will be relieved that Julian White is still available. I don't believe that a bit of a conspiracy theory that Martin Corrie's been put up as the fall guy. I don't think you can't do that. You just couldn't replace Corrie's hand with Julian. And anyway, the guy wants to sort of see out the season, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But also, part of me thinks, it's quite a useful smokescreen for the Ospreys, isn't it? That the whole debate is all about gouging, and it's not been about the fact that they scraped through to the last part of Heineken. Aside with a squad of that ability, and they've only just scraped through. Not good. So I think Jonathan is very, very happy, actually, that the debate is all about that and not the fucking shit called Che. Sorry. But Julian White, yeah, a bit of edge, you see. I mean, I'm not condoning gouging, but a bit of edge. Bit of edge, bit of steel, bit of, all that sort of stuff. That's what we need in the forwards. England forwards. Good to see the England captain posing naked, Steve Borthwick. Unfortunately, someone did show me the picture. Oh, it took me back to the head boy at school. But we need a few hard boys, don't we? I look back and I think, we had quite a few way back in my day. Winterbottom. See, I realised Winterbottom was quite a nasty piece of work. I played against him when I was at school. As a terribly nice young chap playing schoolboy rugby. And they came up, there was about 5 British Lions came up, and Winters was one of them, and he was my hero. And I ended up because it was schoolboy rugby, I ended up in a mall. Obviously I gave that up as soon as I played men's rugby. But I was in this mall and I had hold of the ball. It was terribly good, As schoolboys, rucking and mauling and all that sort of stuff. And Wince just told me, drop the ball. And I sort of looked at him, I thought, I will not. And he obviously looked at me, fucking annoying, school kid. He said, come on, drop the fucking ball. And I wouldn't. So he grabbed my bollocks. Quite hard. And I dropped the ball very quickly. And I thought, you nasty chap. He was fucking classic. And when I played my first cap against the French, and I shouldn't. We all know I shouldn't have got capped, but I did get capped. And played against French. I was playing against Sella, best centre in the world. I was shitting myself. And it's bizarre. People sort of ask you what the hell goes through your mind when you walk down the tunnel for your first cap. Not a lot, but just petrified. All I can say is I know exactly what went through my mind the first time I got the ball. Was why the fuck do England have to play in white shorts? Anyway, only about the third time I got the ball, I remember thinking, fuck the ball, because I'm not right. And the French obviously looked at me and thought, funny little fat guy. And they all drifted off onto Rory Underwood, who was a genuine threat, a good player. A huge hole appeared, big overlap, should have scored, but I fucked it up. And anyway, I didn't think much more of it, did a few things that were okay, and sort of finished, and I played my first game for England. I was like, whoa, and that night I'm drinking as many shandies as I could, and I'm sitting down, and Wince sits next to me, my hero. We're in this nightclub. And he looks at me and goes, mate, because he obviously still didn't know what my fucking name was. He goes, do you want to carry on playing international rugby? And I was like a little puppy, I was between him and Rob Andrew, and I went, yeah, I'd love to. Don't ever make a mistake like that again. And got up and left. And I was like that, and Rob went, fucking hell, Wince likes you. And I'm like, oh yeah. He goes, no, usually it takes him a couple of years before he speaks to you. He obviously thinks you're okay. You're not bright though, Wince. See you next week.